Bowman for Dunkley.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I want to thank the member for Bowman for moving this motion and start by saying I accept that he has a genuine concern for young people, not just in his electorate but around the country, and for youth crime. And this is absolutely an issue that at the federal level we should be discussing and debating. And it's something that I've said before, that for too often, for too many families, children, the end of their schooling career is the start of their career in the criminal justice system, and we have to break that link. But I don't agree with the proposals that are in the motion that take a punitive approach. Whilst I understand why the member for Bowman has proposed what he has, evidence from around the world, let alone from in Australia, is absolutely clear that the way to stop that cycle of offending, the way to help young people and communities to have positive lives, is to invest early in the community and the young people. And it's not to take a punitive approach. If a young person who's 16 or 17 is already in receipt of youth allowance, is already in the child protection or the social security system, they are already in a really difficult position in their lives. And punitive approaches aren't the way to help them get out of it. And what I would urge the member for Bowman to look at, and other members in this House, are programs such as the Justice Reinvestment Program in Bourke, which has been supported by the New South Wales Liberal government, which is a bottom-up, community-driven program which has not only had significant success in keeping young people, particularly First Nations young people, out of criminal activity, it's also brought economic dividends and social dividends to the town. And the reason that programs such as Justice Reinvestment work is because they are community-driven. They're bottom-up. They have the people sitting around the table that are living the problem, coming up with the solutions, rather than governments and bureaucrats imposing solutions from on high. And I'd urge the member for Bowman and other members of this parliament from my side and the other side of the chamber to reflect on why it is that the current federal government is funding the local drug action teams, and they're being delivered in collaboration with the Alcohol and Other Drugs Foundation. It's because of exactly what I've just said, the understanding that the evidence shows that community-led programs where there's buy-in from sporting clubs, from community groups, from schools, and from experts in rehabilitation and counselling and support, come together to design programs and activities that work for their particular community. You know, we know that the protective factors for alcohol and drug and crime are social connection, education, safe and secure housing, and a sense of belonging to community. They're the things that successful programs to reduce youth offending address, because the risk factors, not surprisingly, are high availability of drugs, low levels of social cohesion, unstable housing, and socio-economic disadvantage that exist at the community level. As the Alcohol and Other Drugs Foundation, running the LDAP program on behalf of the member for Bowman's government, says, these risk factors are mostly found at the community level. So the target to help not just individuals but communities must be the community level for change. In my electorate of Dunkley, the Frankston and District Basketball Association, particularly over COVID, has made supreme effort to engage with Headspace and other professionals to help the young people in their association who've been disengaged from their sport to get through this time and to be safe and not go down a path which is dangerous. We have local drug action teams which include the Netball Association, local footy clubs, Headspace, and we have the Thrive program from Elizabeth Murdoch College and local Langwarrin schools. That's what needs to be supported, We need to help young people not to get further into trouble, not to take a solely punitive approach.